we'll get this show on the road. This evening, for the presentation of colors, we're going to have our very own veteran corps with us this evening. Our Blue Valley family has some veterans, and they've agreed to post the colors for us this evening. So I think we have Dennis Crock, Brad Huddleston, Kelly Gillespie. Is that correct? All right. So please, yes. When I read this, we always have a youth group come out and do this for us. Of course, this year's rather extenuating circumstances, and so the decision was made to go ahead and have our own folks do it. And I think it's a wonderful idea to recognize our veterans, and I think we ought to do it more often. So thank you, gentlemen, for having us this evening. So please stand and remain standing for the flag salute and invocation. Kelly? Please assume an attitude of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to gather this evening. We thank you for blessing the Blue Valley family. We also want to recognize you were with each and every one of us through all of our high points and achievements, as well as comforting us through the low points we may have encountered. Most of all, dear Lord, please be by our side today and every day in the future, to see us through the current challenges we are facing, both personally and collectively. Help us keep our focus on you and your promises, and not get distracted with the turmoil that surrounds us. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Return post! Audience, at ease.
Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to call this meeting of the 2019 Blue Valley Technologies, I'm going to say that, meeting in order. Is there a term of the quorum, please?
Yes, Mr. President, there is a quorum for that
Thank you very much. I hereby declare the annual meeting of Blue Valley Technologies duly convened for the year 2019. Concerning the reading of the notice of the meeting and the proof of the mailing of the notice, we'll have Candace Wright read them, or is there a motion to dispense with the reading? There's a motion to dispense with the reading of the notice of the meeting and the proof of the mailing of the notice. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded. Likewise, all in favor? All opposed? Thank you. Reading of the unapproved minutes of the 2018 annual meeting. Would Doug Lincoln, or is there a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes? There's a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded to dispense with the reading of the minutes. I have one for clarification I'd like to point out. It was a typographical error. Outside of that, it has nothing to do with the substance of the meeting. It was recognized that the scholarship, the $2,500 scholarship last year went to K.C. Kelser. We had his name pronounced or spelled wrong in the minutes, so we will make that correction with the approval of these minutes. So all in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed? Thank you. And now for Treasurer's Report, we'll have Amy Basham, our Controller, come forward.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? No? Can you hear me now? Okay. I'd like to present the 2019 consolidated financial statements of Blue Valley Telecommunications. As of December 31st, 2019, the company had current assets totaling $23,712,723, with non-current assets equaling $7,056,046. Net property and plant totaled $20,923,183, bringing total assets on 12/31/19 to $51,691,952. As of that same date, current liabilities totaled $2,590,526, with long-term liabilities equaling $3,711,805. Total capital of the company as of 12/31/19 was $45,389,621, bringing liabilities and capital equal to assets at $51,691,952. Turning to the statement of income for the year ended December 31st, 2019. 2019 revenue from operations was $21,128,100, with expenses from those operations totaling $19,456,490. This produced an income from operations of $1,671,610. We also added non-operating income of $1,380,178. This non-operating income includes $484,333 of unrealized gain on equity investments. Due to a change in accounting reporting regulations, we are now reporting this unrealized amount. The company is reporting a 2019 net income of $3,051,788. Thank you.
Is there a motion to accept the Treasurer's Report as presented? Second? Been moved second, all in favor say aye. All opposed, thank you. Now for our nominating committee report, Candace Wright.
We, the undersigned, comprising the nominating committee appointed by the Board of Directors of Blue Valley Telecommunications Incorporated, do hereby certify that pursuant to call and notification thereof, we met on the 20th day of February 2020 at 2:00 p.m. at the corporate headquarters building of Blue Valley Telecommunications in Home, Kansas, and proceeded to make, and did make, nomination of at least 2 candidates for each of the directors' positions to be filled at the regular meeting of the shareholders members of said corporation to be held on April the 14th, 2020 at 7:00 p.m. And we do further certify that in making such nominations, at least 2 names were chosen from the corporation's districts whose directors' present terms expire in 2020, as provided by the corporation's bylaws as amended, or whose directors are presently open for nomination and election. And the respective names, their correct post office addresses, and the districts to be represented by each of them are as hereinafter set forth. And we do further certify that all such persons nominated by us are stockholders members of said corporation. District 1, Terry Force, 342 Main Street, Wheaton, Kansas. Annette Klein, 18500 Omega Road, Onega, Kansas. District number 4, Brett Ronnebaum, 306 West Prairie Street, Axel, Kansas. And Levi Steiner, 713 Main Street, Leeds, Kansas. District number 5, Kaylee Plummer, 14855 Highway 99, Westmoreland, Kansas. and Charles Steve Frank, 12955 Turkey Hollow Road of Westmoreland, Kansas. Signed by Joe Harder, Dwayne Colson, and Pam Lauer. Subscribed, acknowledged, and sworn to on the 20th day of February by Notary Jody J. Samuelson. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Candace. Might as well not get too comfortable. We'll have the manager's report.
All right, thank you so much for coming to tonight's annual meeting. While the setting and the formats are certainly different than we're used to, we're glad that you're here and to highlight the company's accomplishments for 2019. Before we get to that, the year 2020 has clearly been one for the history books. And Blue Valley stepped up and we met the broadband demands that were required during the pandemic. However, tonight is about celebrating the year 2019, since this is our 2019 annual meeting. So I'm honored to be here tonight to share the strides the cooperative made in the year 2019. So I'm just going to hit them as bullet points. During the year, we added 35 miles of new fiber to upgrade our network and to reach new customers. We upgraded our wireless internet technology to faster speeds of 25.3. And this is a huge benefit for those customers that cannot be reached by a wired connection. We added the community of Babyville to the Blue Valley family. Approximately 50 households there experienced high-speed internet for the very first time. We replaced nearly 2,500 housing units on the sides of homes and businesses which house the electronics that are vital to make your fiber connection work. These updated housings are now better prepared to weather the elements when those come. We added a chat feature to our website to better communicate with our customers who prefer that method of communication. We opened smart rooms in our community building to showcase the many ways that your broadband connection can work for you. These rooms are available throughout the year. Last year for tours, field trips, community groups, that kind of thing. Hopefully they'll be opened up again soon when we can get back from this pandemic. We improved the Wi-Fi and the router experience for approximately 350 customers who subscribed during 2019 to our managed Wi-Fi. And overall in 2019, we added over 200 new broadband subscribers to our list of broadband connections. The connection was vital last year, but we all know it became crucial in 2020. We continued our advocacy work on the federal and state regulatory front to ensure that our rural area has the same broadband opportunities and at the same comparable prices as those people that are living in the urban areas. Right now, more than ever, rural broadband is a topic on the minds of all of our numerous legislators. We experienced continued growth in revenues with our Networks Plus IT side of the house, and we hosted numerous lunch and learns and training sessions on cyber threats and cybersecurity through Networks Plus. We evolved Blue Valley's 20-year-old logo to a broadband-focused techie new look, and Blue Valley recently won a national award on this rebranding and the process that the Blue Valley team went through to get that logo developed. We gave back and supported our communities in the year 2019 in a very large way. We donated approximately $25,000 to numerous great causes around our service area. We awarded $16,000 in scholarships to deserving high school seniors of Blue Valley subscribers. We provided Wi-Fi to several schools' football fields and gymnasiums. We provided just over 1,000 meals to customers last summer at 4 different fairs and events in the summer. And I think this next one is the biggest. We celebrated our 25th year of hosting Blue Valley's Giving Tree. And the program last year in 2019 touched 659 children in 166 families. And finally, as you heard from Amy, the company continues on a financially strong path. We are continually looking for ways to add additional revenues and to become more efficient, all the while paying down the debt that we took on when we put in the fiber to the home. So as you can see, the company is charging forward to continue providing high-quality services with excellent customer care. All that is accomplished at Blue Valley is due to the exceptional team that we have at Blue Valley. Every employee comes to work and takes great pride in supporting our customers and our communities. All of those employees together make our company and our rural area a better place to be. At this time, I would like to recognize 11 of those employees who have reached milestones for years of service. So as I call your name, you can come up. I think Jada wants to get a picture of the different groups. So we'll start with the employees that have been here 15 years. Nick Gordon, Jay Cole, Kurt Sack, Colleen Vogt, and Angie Wasserman. Again, 15 years of service. Next, we have 5 employees who have been with the company 20 years. With Mark Bryant, Joan Partner, Brad Huddleston, Amy Peschel, and Chad Stumple, please come forward. Again, 20 years of service. Thank you very much. And we have one employee who has been with the company an amazing 30 years. Andy Torrey, would you please come forward? Thank you, Andy. Again, thank you all for coming tonight. That's the end of my report.
All right, move right along to the president's report. So on behalf of the board of directors and employees of Blue Valley Technologies, I would like to welcome all of you here this evening. We appreciate you being here. I know it's quite a little different setting than we're used to, but we all understand what circumstances are around us, and we're trying to do the best we can. And we appreciate all the hard work and extra effort that Candace and the entire staff had to go through for this annual meeting this year. So I think we need to give them a round of applause. I'm Terry Force. I'm president of the board of directors. I represent District 1, which comprises the communities of Omega and Wheat. I'd like to introduce the board with us this evening here. Representing District 2, Summerfield Beatty and Bob Mitchell. District 3, Centralia, we have Felicia Stallbomber, from Brad's here. From District 4, Asheville Vermillion is Brett Runbaugh. District 5, Westmoreland is Kayleen Plummer. District 6, Okino Homes, Doug Winkler. District 7 is Lynn Palmer, is Brandy Easterman. And I got your name right this time because I got corrected last year pronouncing your name wrong. Also, you have all met Candace Wright, our CEO, Amy Pace, our controller, and John McNeish, our company attorney. So once again, welcome you all here this evening. You know, I said this last year, but I think it means as much this year, if not more. But Candace was telling me the other day that that she's having a ton of excitement in her life. She says she used to call it stress, but she feels much better now that she calls it excitement. So I think she's having all the excitement and then some. So anyways, I think you all understand what the bylaw changes were. They were explained pretty well, I think, in all the correspondence we sent out to you. The 3.5, section 3.5 on the quorum, that was kind of obvious because over the years, I mean, we've had trouble getting a quorum here. And our quorum was usually, was it 1% of the membership or 50? And we've always had trouble getting 50 people. I remember one year, we had to call Little Hats and find out who was in there, have them come out to help so we could conduct our annual meeting. One year, we had to actually cancel the meeting because we didn't have a quorum. So the reason we changed it here is just to kind of alleviate those problems in the future. Candace and her team did a lot of research of a lot of systems throughout the country, and nobody really had a quorum type issue in our bylaw, but I mean, when they did, it's something like what we had here. So now a quorum will consist of a majority of the board of directors present to conduct the annual meeting. So that's what that was. And then of course, section 4.5 on election of directors, that was due to the fact that this year was kind of strange. We had to cancel our annual meeting at our regular time, which would have been back in April. That wasn't really clear as to what the structure of the election of directors would be, so that was hoping to clarify that. So we'll find out a little later if those passed or not. So that's what the bylaws are all about. But yeah, it's been quite a year. I know Candace talked about the year 2019, but how can we ignore and look past what's happened in the last 5-6 months this year? It's been unprecedented. It's like nothing any of us have ever seen, and we hope and pray that we never go and have to live through anything like this again. And like I said, I really appreciate the extra effort that Candace and her staff has done to go above and beyond, and that a lot of their hard work and with a lot of direction and the encouragement of the board of directors, I think that's really helped Blue Valley just stay strong throughout all of this. So thank you all for sticking with us. Candace did mention briefly in her comments about we do have representation at the national level that we can't do on our own. We are members of the NTCA, the National or the Rural Broadband Association. Their national headquarters in Arlington, Virginia, and they keep tabs on the Congress and the Senate on the federal level. And without their help out there, we couldn't do the things we do back here to offer these services for you, because they have the ear of all the congressmen and congresswomen out there, as well as the FCC. They have daily meetings with the FCC, and the FCC really has a strong hand on our activities out here, so we've got to keep them on our side and keep them abreast of what we're doing out here. So, Amy mentioned that this year's net income was $3,051,788. So I would say that's a pretty good year. I think you did pretty good, Amy. So thank you for those numbers. And I always like to point this out. I don't get tired of hearing it, but I hope you don't either. But our long-term funded debt is still $3.71 million. Now, to the average farmer, that's a pretty good debt, probably. But Bob, that's just peanuts for Bob. But anyways, that's what we have for long-term funded debt for the year 2019. What I want to point out is, I've got a list up here, but in 2015, our long-term funded debt was $12,956,000. And we've come a long way, we really appreciate that. But then even in 2010, our long-term funded debt, money we owed back to the RUS for being able to build these facilities, put this structure in the ground, we had a long-term funded debt of $38,465,000. So I think Blue Valley has come a long way in building that down, thanks in part to the Candace and her staff, and like I said, encouragement from the board of directors. So, and we also continue to expand and grow our Networks Plus side of the house. They've been a good asset for Blue Valley, And under the circumstances, they're challenged right now, but I know they're doing the best they can, and we look for nothing but the best from them in the future. And they did take space in 2019 or 2018, in 2019, we gave them $16,000 in scholarships to our students. What we did this year, earlier this year, 2020, we gave one $2,500 scholarship and then 18 $750 scholarships and then 6 $500 scholarships. So those of you keeping score at home, that is a total of $19,000 that we, Blue Valley, handed out to these students to further their education. And like she said, in the year before we handed out $16,000. This year we did not send a youth tour delegate to the national organization meeting they have every year. So we figured we'd put a price tag on that of about $3,000. So we all got to get together and decided to just offer that in scholarships. And a list of those scholarship winners are, I know they've all been notified and everything. And I know we don't have much of a crowd here tonight. I don't think any of them are present. But those of you that haven't heard, our distinguished scholarship winner for $2,500 was Quinn Newsom. And the $750 service scholarships were Emily Hendrickson, Patty Bolson, Kayenta Fry, Olivia Kennedy, Wesley Denton, Simon Smits, Shalina Cook, Hannah Brunin, Marissa Kapp, Laura Crum, Megan Jones, Rachel Holthouse, Katie Figge, Kinsey Feldkamp, Emily Myers, Kyle McLaughlin, Harley Shukianak, sorry about that, Harley, and Hannah Bernheide. Then the $500 scholarships were Garen Shampoo, Elizabeth Bott, Emma Bruna, Haley Dittler, Grace Gressman, and Zachariah Williams. Let's give them all a round of applause. And that pretty well wraps up my report for the evening. So if there are any questions or concerns on any of these reports, speak now, or is there a motion to accept the last three reports, which would be the nominating committee, the general manager's report, and the president's report? Is there a motion to accept? It's been moved to accept. Is there a second? Then second. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Thank you. So, I think we're going to do it. Is there any unfinished business? All right, no unfinished business come before the meeting this evening. How about any new business? All right. You guys want to get this thing over with as fast as I do? Okay, now we have the results of the election of the board of directors and the bylaws change. I think this is why we ran a little late tonight, wasn't it, John? Your one job, and no, John does a fantastic job for us. He represents us well, and he helps us make good, sound decisions. So I just had to kid you just a little bit there. So the results of the certificate of election here for District 1 was Terry Force, District 4, Brett Runnebaum, District 5, Kayleen Plummer, and the amendment to the bylaws to change the requirements for quorum at an annual meeting and allow election without annual meeting to be conducted was ratified. So thank you all for voting, and we appreciate that process. So thank you very much, John. All right, prize drawings. We had a little bit different scenario this year. I think you registered online, and then those of you that were here this evening, if you didn't register online, you got to register this evening. So Jamie's going to come forward, and we're going to get on with the prize drawings. Okay, what are we doing? Social distancing, I don't get it. So what are we doing here?
Rachel, how many?
There's 12 in the brain.
We have 12 fire sticks that we're going to be giving away. You do not have to be present to win. So if a winner is not here, we'll mail that to them. And then our grand prize is a robot vacuum cleaner.
Okay, first winner of the fire stick is Ellen Mortis from Centralia. Second winner of the fire stick, Alicia Lindeen from Summerfield. Okay, number 51, lucky number 51. Was C.W. Taylor from Frankfurt. Number 8. Mary Hers from Westmoreland. And obviously, you don't need to be present to win. How are we going to give it to them? Just no mail to them? Okay. The next winner is number 36. Guess that's what that says for. Gilson Norris, Monaga. Number 42. They get keep them all on the same sheet. Bailey Starnes, Wheaton. Thank you. You did. I was just kidding. All right. Irita Schwab from Lane. Ooh. So, number 8 is number 12. Jim McCormick from Lane. A little bitty town, they're pretty well represented. That's good. Number 52. Betty Cook from West Point. Number 21. 22. Thank you. Keith Bartman from Clifton. Thank you. You're making it real easy. Number 23. Susan Adams from Westmoreland. This last one. Number 37. Okay, Jerry Luby from Centralia. I hope I didn't pronounce that name too bad. So there's our 12 winners of the fire sticks. And Randy's got to pull out the grand prize winner here. And that is lucky number 31. Denise Ludwig from Summerfield. So congratulations to all those winners. Okay. Is there anything else that needs to come before the meeting this evening? All right, once again, thank you so much, all of you, especially, I know we have mostly employees here at the board. Thank you all, and thank you for the patrons that showed up this evening and braved the elements to come out here this evening. And we just wish you nothing but the best, and God bless you all, and we stand adjourned.